Well, in case if you didn't know, I'm a Game of Thrones fan, big time. And for that reason, we're going to do a 3-part video, and today's going to be part number 1, and then we're going to be creating a helmet out of Valyrian Steel. Right? Here we go.
This video has been made possible by Leidschendam, the creators of Keyshot. Okay guys, well we're in May 2019 and we're going to be creating a helmet made out of Valyrian Steel, right? So I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I thought it'd be fun to do something like that. So that said, here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the outside rim of the helmet, and for that, let's see, what I'll do is I'll take a polygon cylinder. Why not? We're going to pull that out, we're going to push that in like this. That would be about right. Now we don't need the inside here, so we're going to go in and delete those faces. Then we're going to go to the outside. And what I'm going to do here is, let's see, we'll take the whole thing, we'll stretch it up just a little, right click at the edge, double click, shift, double click, we're going to control E to extrude, R to scale out just a bit, G to repeat, R to scale up, like this, and then G to repeat again, and R to pull in. And when we pull in, it has to be the same distance, so we can hit 4 for wireframe mode, so we can kind of see how far we need to go in, and that seems to be about right. Okay, so that's our starting point, and then we have to kind of decide where we want the front of the helmet to be, right? So let's see, we'll have a Z point backwards. This is going to be our front here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we're going to right click and go to vertex, we're going to drag select these, and we're going to hit W and pull that straight up into a point. Something like that, right? And we might need to bring that in later on, so push it backwards a bit, but we'll see. But that's a good starting point. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add some semi-spheres to the round bit there, and this will be smooth, so I'm going to hit 3 to see how much we need to do to hold that shape. Not too bad though. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's okay. We might need to go in here, and I'll just try that and go into inverted loop, single, and we might want to put one in right there and right there. Q on the keyboard, go back in, hit 3 to preview smooth, much better. Okay. So we have that, we got this line here, but we're not going to see it because it's going to be covered by something else, and you'll see that later, right? So we're going to go in, let's go in and do mesh and smooth to actually smooth it. So we can now go back and hit 1. Let's set that to subdivision level 2, why not? This doesn't have to be a low poly, so we're good. Alright, next step is we're going to take a semi-sphere, right? And what we're going to do is hit Control A, open up the attribute editor, set this to 8, that's fine, by 8, that's okay. Then we're going to go in here, we're going to take this guy, hit W, push that up. Let's go in here, right click at a face, drag select half, get rid of it. Take this guy, E to rotate, hold down J, flip it forward 90 degrees, scale it down. Let's hit W and put that into place. Right, so it shouldn't be that big, and I don't want any in the front, but that's my starting point, so I know that I'm in line with where I need to be, and then I'll sort that in a second, right? So I'm going to hit R, I'm going to scale it down a bit more, W to move out, 3 to preview smooth. And I'm just checking the overall size, guys. I think it's still a bit too big. And now I'm going to check the height. Let's do that here. Let's hit 4 for wireframe mode. I'm going to want to have the height, I would say, about there. Alright, So we're going to go here, we're going to hit the insert key to move the pivot point to the center. We're going to hold down X and we're going to snap it right there. Hit the insert key again. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, and then we're going to hold down J as we do, and we're going to snap it over like so. And I'm not sure whether that's enough, so let's bring that back a little to about here. And let's hit Shift D to repeat that. And we're going to keep on doing that and go all the way around. Right. Now that should be okay. And I think we need to lower them a little bit, and that's okay. We'll do that. I'll go in here, I'll drag select them and then deselect this guy and hit W and bring it down to about here. And now I want to make sure that we are in contact everywhere. Let's just focus on this guy and have a look. As you can see, they all need to come in a bit, right? And that's okay. What we'll do is we'll just go in here and we'll jump to the top and we'll hit R and bring that in just a bit. And that should fix that problem. Pretty close anyway, so we need to do that one more go. And that's going to fix that for sure. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to decide which ones we want on the front there. And we definitely don't want all of them. So I'm going to take these, get rid of those. So let's delete that. And hopefully I didn't take the ones in the back. I did not. Okay, that's cool. And what we're going to do here is we are going to create kind of a plate, if you will. We're going to use a cube for that. Hit W, pull that out. R to scale that in like this. And kind of stretch that out like so. Hit W, we're going to bring that in here. And let's start to, I guess this is what we're going to have to work with. Let's hit 4. Let's start to get that into shape. So we're going to hit R and we're going to bring that in. We don't want it to be that thick, so let's push it in like so, kind of make it a strip. Then insert edge loop, option box, let's set it to multiple and maybe even, let's do 3. Put 3 in there, put 3 in there, okay. Q on our keyboard. We're going to go in here and I'm going to take the vertices. So let's take this and shift select this. Let's hit R and kind of stretch it out like so. And then I'm going to take these inner vertices in the middle and we're going to bring them forward like this. Right? So let's go in, let's hit 3. Let's see what that would look like. Okay. Not bad, but we're not there just yet. Okay, so we're going to go in here, insert edge loop, single setting, put one in here, put one in here, and we kind of want to reinforce this shape here, right? So that looks about right. Q on the keyboard, let's hit 3 to preview smooth. So that's what we're going to get, and that looks okay. Now we might need to change the height a little bit, but then again, just a little. And we're going to go to mesh and smooth, like that. And then let's do that at level 2. That's good. And then we're going to take one of these spheres, or 2 of them actually, but we need to borrow one of these. So we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. We're going to go to modify and center pivot. Let's move that out here. And actually, this is not a smart move because they're not facing correctly. So I'm just going to take a new one, right? So I'm going to pull this out here. I'm going to go in and set this to 8 by 8. Jump to this view right here, E to rotate, hold on J, flip it down like so. Then we're going to go in, we're going to right click, go to face, get rid of that. A little bit too much. Let's take this. Okay, we're going to hit R, we're going to scale it down. Hit W, move that down here. After frame that. Scale it down some more. W to move it into place here. Control D to duplicate. And if you want to know the exact distance to get it right, let's see, 5851. Oh, that's the value. Let's do 0.7, right? So I've got 0.7, so this should be minus 0.7. So you have the perfect distance both ways, okay? So we're going to go in here, we're going to take this one and go to mesh and smooth. All right, so we got that part. Now we need to focus on the main helmet shape in the middle, if you will. For that, we're going to take a polygon sphere. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale that up, right? And we need to get to a point where we have a good fit, like so. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go in. Let's right click and go to face. So we're going to drag, select, and get rid of that because we don't need that, right? And we want the overall shape of the helmet to be a bit higher, if you will, right? So we're going to go in here, we're going to get an edge. And I'm going to select these two edge rows, right? We're going to hit B for soft select. We're going to hold down B, left click and drag. So we have a huge impacted area. And then we are going to kind of scale that up a little bit, right? And then also what we're going to do is we're going to try to impact the top of the helmet so it's a bit more tapered. And the best way to explain that is to go in here and I'm going to right click, go to vertex. Let's drag, select this area right here. Hold down B and bring back the impacted area a little bit. And just do that again. And let's bring this up a bit. The trick is to find the proper impacted area for B value, if you will. This is starting to look okay. Yeah, so it's not just a perfectly round shape, okay? That's kind of what we're going for here. So we have that, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to go in here, turn off B, right click, go to edge. Make sure we got this entire section selected here. We're going to go to edit mesh and bevel, which will give us that, right? And then we're going to go in here and we're going to right click, go to face, click and double click to select that, right? We're going to Control E to extrude. Let's do, let's see, 0.1 would be enough. We don't want to cut through the front there. 0.1 would be enough, and then let's tweak the offset as well. Let's do minus 0.1, actually 0.1 I mean, that's better. 0.1, that's a bit thin. Let's try 0.15. I think we'll have to go with 0.1. It's okay. Okay, so now if we go in here and we smooth this guy out by hitting 3, we'll get something like this, which is cool. Okay. All right, that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to go to mesh and smooth to actually smooth. Hit 1 to get rid of that previous smooth. Let's set this guy to 2 as well. All right. So we got that, and then maybe I want to take this guy right here, just the top of it. So I'm going to right click and go to vertex, drag, select just that. Hit B on the keyboard so you can see that impacted area. Hit W and carefully push that in. And as you can see, too much impacted area. And let's see. Just wondering if we have to. I'm just trying to remember what that looks like, and I'm not sure whether that's flush against the helmet or not, so I can't really say, right? Anyway, that's what we have so far. So what we're going to do next is we are going to put a kind of a piece of metal through this front piece here. Let me turn off soft select. So I need to create some space here in this thing. So what I'm going to do is go to vertex, jump to the top, and we're going to go in here and let's take, I would say, about this. Again, hit B for soft select, kind of bring that back in a little bit. And let's kind of move that out like so, and that works fine. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we are going to create a shape that will go all the way to the nose guard, right? So for that, I'm going to take a polygon cube, and that opening is going to be our reference. So I'm going to hit F to frame that, and we're going to hit R. Let's make that nice and thin and push it in a bit. And then let's have a look from the top. So I'm going to get it out here. We're going to get it in the shape a bit more. And let's bring that in here and scale it a bit more. Okay, so that's going to be our reference, right? And then it's going to go up quite a bit. So let me just go in here and adjust that height a little bit. So we're going to start behind that guard. Now, a couple of ways we can do this. I think this case, because I want to have a lot of control, I'm going to create a curve, right? So I'm going to go to create. We're going to go to curve tool, CV curve tool. And I'm going to start just above my cube, which is about here. And then we're going to work our way up. Let's say to here, to here. And now I'm going to very slightly go inwards and do something like this. And I'm basically trying to do this kind of from memory, so I'm not quite sure how everything exactly measures out. I'm just trying to do it like this. Let's see, maybe one more. And hit enter. Okay, so we have that. Then let's go in here and we're going to take this guy, we're going to right click, go to face, let's select the top face, make sure B soft flex turned off, shift select this guy, and let's go in and hit Control E to extrude, and we're going to go and add divisions, and as we do that you'll see that it will start to pan out. And we do need to give more body to that, so we'll have to do that manually, but for now, lengthwise and everything looks okay. So then we're going to go into this view right here, and let's start to manipulate that shape, right? So we're going to go into vertex, and this is going to be a little bit of a tedious process. We're going to very slightly start to create some more thickness there, and that flow has to be good, so don't go nuts there because we have a long way to go. And from this point on, I'm trying to kind of flare that out, if you will. Let's see how far we have to go. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push a couple this way to kind of create a counter flow, and maybe even push this in. I think that looks kind of cool. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go to object mode, go to edit, delete by type in history. So now we can go in and get rid of that curve without messing up this guy. Okay, so not bad. Let's hit 3 to preview smooth. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of neat. So we're gonna go and hit 1 to go back.